Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and today we're going to be talking about the kit reveal for Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi. So go ahead, smash that like button, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, and if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. What are you guys doing? Let's give a huge shout out to the Fat Phil channel members for their continued support. Again, thank you to the Fat family. If you're ever interested, that link is down below, along with a link to the Discord server. You guys are just... I continue to be astounded at your generosity. I hope that you guys feel you're getting value out of this, that you're becoming a better player. And I love hearing the success stories of, hey, Phil, this worked for me. I love it. Thank you so much. Like, guys, it means the world to me. So let's do our introduction and let's get into this kit reveal. All right, so let's go over to the screen capture, and then we're going to move the, move that a little bit too far. Oops, hold on. There we go, and let's move you there. There we go. All right, let's move the fat face out of the way. I'm probably going to need my reading glasses for this, but we'll manage. All right, so first of all, this 2D art is absolutely awesome. I love the 2D art department. Like, again, they're crushing it with these. Now, notice it says Attacker, Galactic Republic, Jedi. So, very, very lucrative tags with that Galactic Republic Jedi. And I just want to say that this always gives me a little bit of a concern when they kind of do this. He's obviously designed around Qui-Gon Jinn, obviously going to be designed around Queen Amidala, but whenever they have characters like this, you always wonder how good they're going to be outside of their intended team. Because one of the big things to think about here is somebody like Death Trooper, who was designed around Director Krennic, and we never use Death Trooper. Or we never use Director Krennic, and we always use Death Trooper. Similar situation, even look at Darth Bane and Sith Eternal. We don't really use Darth Bane with Sith Eternal ever. So, you know, again, I think they've done a better job with that recently of, hey, if this character's intended to go with somebody, they kind of work that way. But I am curious to see that, because Galactic Republic Jedi is a very interesting faction with the Keller and Beck stuff, Qui-Gon Jinn, Jedi Anakin, there's a lot of stuff there. So, this is a high critical chance attacker, punches you in the face with a lightsaber. He has his own exclusive datachron, and we'll get to that in a second here. It's kind of crazy. Omicron for Conquest. But I'm going to say it right now. Like, this is... just don't even give him an Omicron, right? This character doesn't have an Omicron. Devilishly handsome. Love to see it. All seriousness, I will show you that his Conquest Omicron is actually, I'm not going to say there's value to it, because, like, I don't think you need it, but it does look like it's nice. I will say that. We wanted to do a Phantom Menace beat for the 25th, which would include Poncho Qui-Gon. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Our placeholder name for Master Qui-Gon. With that and the Queen Amidala on the roadmap, it made synergistic sense to include someone who worked thematically with both of them. So, we have 3 other versions of Obi-Wan, right? General Kenobi, Jedi Master Kenobi, and Old Ben. But we never had Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi. Love to see it. We had some choices on what his relic item would be, but took the opportunity to make it his Phantom Menace lightsaber. I'm actually okay with this, because that lightsaber is extremely iconic, because it's not the same as his lightsabers in every other movie after that, which I really think is interesting. Yeah, I'd love to know what you're saying there, Meat. I'd love to know. If you're British, I think I know what that is. At least, is there 4 stars there? 1, 2, yeah, there's definitely 4 stars. I think I know what that is. For his special 2 sweeping assault, if Queen Amidala is present, this attack deals damage twice. Importantly, however, its order of operations is first damage, defense down, second damage. That's a very important note, that dealing the first instance of damage, then inflicting defense down, then the second time of damage, that means that the second time you deal damage, you're going to be dealing more because of the defense down. 1 second. Swear to God, I can't do a video without getting interrupted. It's like 5 videos in a row, pissing me off. Next, that was Zeus getting in the house, by the way. Next, Padawan Obi-Wan's offensive capabilities are quite potent, but he has a few defensive options. Using the rest of his team to keep safe will be a key to victory. All right, so I won't have Queen Amidala right away. What utility does Padawan Obi-Wan have? They are hero units in the upcoming raid, meaning they're meant to perform better in the new raid. Both Galactic Republic Jedi have callouts to one another in their kits, so as a pair, they should do well under any leader who cares about Galactic Republic Jedi. So, I think Jedi Master Kenobi, not so much. I'd argue Keller and Beck, and even OG Qui-Gon Jinn will be very good leaders for these guys. I'd say Keller and Beck with, like, Kaidi Mundi could make these guys really good. For his unique, it says at the start of battle, Padawan Obi-Wan gains 25 critical chance for each Galactic Republic ally. The decoy does not count for that. And how do I get the exclusive Datacron? It's a first-time reward for the penultimate tier of his marquee, requiring a 7-star Padawan Obi-Wan. That is so interesting to me that they're going to give you a Datacron specifically for this character for getting him to 7 stars. I mean, that's a whale's paradise, right? But I mean, there's two sides to this. It's like these guys were going to get it anyway, so I'm okay kind of giving it to them for free because they're supporting the game. It does kind of suck for everybody who's not going to whale on this character, but it gives you more reason to spend money that if you want that Datacron, you know, hey, you have to whale on it. All right, here's the basic. This looks sick. That is a sick animation. Deal damage and inflict potency down on target enemy for 1 turn. If target has 50% or more health, Padawan Obi-Wan gains 20% turn meter and foresight. Deal 5% more damage stacking for each stack of heal over time he has, right? Up to 50%. If there was an ally Master Qui-Gon, if the enemy has less than 50% health, Padawan Obi-Wan gains defense, penetration, and offense up for 1 turn. So that's a pretty solid kit all the way around. Right, that's pretty solid basic. Next is Redirected Blast. So, deal physical damage to target enemy and daze them for 2 turns. Dazing is awesome. If this attack critically hits, remove 100% turn meter from target enemy, and Padawan Obi-Wan gains 100 speed for 2 turns. That is crazy. So, dealing, like, physical damage and daze, okay. If you critically hit, remove 100% turn meter, and he's going to gain, you know, so I'm wondering, the only thing I have to ask is that on the critical hit, is it reliant on the critical hit for the 100%, for the 100 speed? I would ask that question. I'm not sure how that will work in the order of operations there. And the attack can't be evaded. That is awesome, right? And here's the ability. That is sick. Next, Sweeping Assault with a cooldown of 3. So far, I'm just looking, I think only 1 Zeta. It's pretty nice. Deal physical damage and inflict defense down for 2 turns on all enemies. If there is an active Queen Amidala, deal damage again. Galactic Republic Jedi allies gain critical chance up and offense up for 2 turns. That is solid right there. So, critical chance up, offense up. So, he's going to be juicing up your team, right? I feel like he's going to want critical damage mods or critical chance or, you know, offense. Probably offense, really. So, final text. At the start of battle, this is the Zeta and the Omicron. He gains 25% critical chance for each other Galactic Republic ally. If there is an ally Master Qui-Gon and Queen Amidala, Padawan Obi-Wan gains discipline until the end of battle, which can't be copied or resisted. Padawan Obi-Wan has 5% critical chance stacking for each stack of heal over time, and 5% critical damage for each protection over time. So, up to 50% for each of those things. If there's an ally Master Qui-Gon, whenever he uses an ability, Padawan Obi-Wan assists, dealing 40% less damage. First time Qui-Gon is defeated, Padawan Obi-Wan takes a bonus turn and gains 5 offense for each relic amplifier Master Qui-Gon had for turns. If there's an active Handmaiden, Padawan Obi-Wan grants her 50% defense. If Padawan Obi is active, whenever another ally is critically hit, they gain defense up, and Padawan Obi-Wan gains critical damage up. This is honestly extremely underrated. Critical damage up is such a rare buff. Like, that is an unbelievably good buff. That is really, really solid right there. That is, combined with the offense up, critical damage up, this dude is going to be hitting like a truck. Discipline, attacks can't be countered. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Whenever this character gains a stack of protection over time, they also gain a stack of heal over time. This character's attacks ignore protection. So that is going to be critical to beating some of these teams. That will really change the game. Being able to go underneath protection is really good. Now, bear in mind, won't really work against the Gungans because I don't believe they can... I'd be curious with this, but I would assume that the Gungans still get superseded by this, that like they won't lose health simply because this says the other thing, because they're going to have that, that shield up, right? So I will be curious to see that interaction, whether Obi-Wan, I would assume Gungans supersede Obi-Wan's ability to ignore protection. Then we get the Conquest Omicron. While in Conquest, allies gain 10% max health and protection and 30 speed. Allies gain additional 10% max health and protection for each relic amplifier level Obi-Wan has. Cut the offense of Sith enemies in half until the end of battle. I mean, this is really nice. Obviously, it's going to make like those Malak teams, like the Darth Revan teams, much easier. Padawan Obi-Wan has a 50% chance to take a bonus turn whenever an enemy ends their turn. That is really, really nice. That will stop a lot of those turn meter trained teams. When Padawan Obi-Wan starts his bonus turn, allies recover 75% health, gain 75% offense for 2 turns, and all enemies are inflicted with buff immunity and healing immunity for 2 turns, which can't be resisted. If Padawan Obi-Wan's stamina is 50% or greater, when an ally uses a special ability, they inflict accuracy down, critical chance down, critical damage down, defense down, evasion down, offense down, potency down, speed down, stagger, tenacity down on target enemy for 2 turns, which can't be evaded. So right there, this is kind of, I think, of Omicrons for Conquest, this is very solid. And I'll say this, right? I mean, I know we love to bash on them, but I'd actually say that they did a good job here. So number one, the first thing, right? Okay, you're a little bit stronger. The Sith Sith enemies in half is really nice, right? I'll give them a lot of credit for that. Like, that's a very good one. But here's the big thing. So the bonus turn is awesome, right? That's going to break up a lot of stuff. But when he starts the bonus turn, you're going to recover health, gain offense percent for 2 turns, and they're inflicted with buff immunity and healing immunity. So that buff immunity, you think of some of those Imperial Trooper teams, they're going to start running that turn meter train. Boom. He takes a bonus turn, cuts into their Emperor's Trap, and then he inflicts buff immunity, which means they're not going to gain as much turn meter because they can't gain buffs during their turn. So you'd be able to kind of, you're going to regain your health and protection and give your team a chance to gain back their turn meter. Plus the offense. I mean, what's not to love, right? But all of these debuffs is on one team is fantastic, because one of the biggest problems you have when you're trying to get through some of those feats of inflicting debuffs is you're using the same team multiple times a lot, right? You think of like, gotta inflict stagger, I'm using Mara Jade, Scout Trooper, like you kind of use the same characters. You've got to use all these different teams to get all these debuffs out. I think, for a lot of these conquests now, they've also kind of given us a hint at the future that you can expect that we're going to need to inflict all these kind of debuffs. So again, the thing with Conquest Omicrons that you've got to keep in mind, this one, if you're an earlier player, may be more important than for somebody at my level. Like, I have enough teams, I'm sure, that I can get through all of these different, debuffs in one way, shape, or form, right? I have enough teams, I have enough stuff that I should be able to get through this and be able to inflict enough of these abilities, right? So it's not a massive problem. But for some players, they don't have the wide roster, so this could be really important. However, like I always say, Conquest Omicrons, I think it's going to depend on how frequent you're going to need. Like, if they're like, hey, every sector now is going to have a debuff thing, then yeah, like, this could be really good. So we'll have to wait and see for the next Conquest, because he'll obviously be active in the Conquest after Queen Amidala, so you can expect to see feats surrounding Padawan Obi-Wan in that Conquest. So, first member of Queen Amidala's, team is here. Very excited. I'm really curious to see what the rest of the squad looks like. Curious to see Qui-Gon's kit. Obi-Wan going to be the attacker, going to be the damage dealer. What you love to see it. So, like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. I love you all. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, my friends.